Hi, I'm Stella and welcome to my channel of 30 Books where I talk about Australian books and Australian writers to inspire you to run out and buy or borrow an Australian book. Now, speaking of Australian writers, here's one right here, Nicki Greenberg.
Hi.
How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Welcome to my channel.
Thanks so much.
Now you've
Lovely to be with you.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. You are a young adult or children's book writer.
I do a little bit of everything. I write picture books, write and illustrate picture books.
Can you tell us the name of this book?
This is I'm Fabulous Crab. Very, very sparkly, very, very colourful. Fabulous Crab is tired of his dull, shy, timid life hiding away in his shell at the bottom of the ocean. He wants to be fabulous. He wants to deck himself out in all the extraordinary colours of the sea. And his fellow crabs are pretty dubious about this idea, but he really wants to live life to the fullest and most fabulous.
Gorgeous. Who did the illustrations?
Me. I am
You
writer and illustrator.
You are multi-talented. That is gorgeous.
Thank you.
Oh,
So
and
it's very fun. Oh,
yep.
so and we have The Detective's Guide to Ocean Travel. This is a rollicking whodunit, real classic whodunit, a lot of suspects, a lot of extravagant characters, set on a transatlantic ocean liner in 1927, so the golden age of ocean liners. The ship that it's set on, RMS Aquitania, was a real ship, though the characters are invented, and our chief sleuth, Pepper Stark here, is the daughter of the captain, and the captain is a troubled and difficult character. So Pepper's relationship with her father is also part of the mystery.
Now, given that she's a young woman whose dad is the captain of a ship, this sounds like it might be a series.
It might just be.
Oh, right. And what age group are we talking here?
So this one is probably about age 10 all the way up to adults, and I wrote it with a young audience in mind, but also with a general audience who loves a good whodunit. I was an absolute Agatha Christie fiend as a kid, and so yes, from 10 all the way up to adult.
Now, there's a bit of a theme with these two books.
Bit of an ocean theme.
You love the ocean?
Yeah, I do. I get very, very seasick though.
Oh, right.
As it turns out.
And what about our young heroine, Pepper? Does she get seasick?
She does not. Pepper's a pretty indomitable character.
Now, aside from Agatha Christie, what other writers have inspired you as a writer?
Well, I'm a Great Gatsby tragic, and so being set in 1927, I'm very inspired by the Jazz Age, the Roaring Twenties. I have a long and loving relationship with the works of F. Scott Fitzgerald. I actually adapted The Great Gatsby as a graphic novel, an unusual graphic novel, years and years ago. And so that's a very big inspiration.
So is your graphic novel is available?
It's here, in fact, and it's about to fly into camera now.
Here it is. Thank you, assistant. Look at that. Can you read the blurb for us?
For sure. It says, Nicki Greenberg's adaptation of The Great Gatsby is an innovative and breathtaking homage to the Jazz Age classic novel. It brings to life the grand and crumpled dreams of F. Scott Fitzgerald's unforgettable characters in the exquisitely realised settings of 1920s New York. A throng of fantastical creatures play out the drama, the wry humour and the tragedy of the novel. As you can see, the characters, they look slightly different to how F. Scott Fitzgerald would have envisaged them, but it is a very faithful and loving tribute.
Now, I've got 4 questions here, and I think you've answered them all. Memorable character of a book, favourite book, a writer you wish you were, and a book you'd like to have written.
Oh boy!
But I feel like you've answered them all.
Well, The Velveteen Rabbit is a book that I absolutely adore.
Tell us about The Velveteen Rabbit.
It's a classic children's story about a much-loved, very scruffy toy Velveteen Rabbit. A little boy loves this toy so much, and he loves the rabbit so much that the rabbit becomes real. Real in the rabbit's feeling of himself, and real in the boy's imagination. And this is how I felt about my teddy, and still feel about my teddy. That if you're loved enough, you become real.
sounds very familiar to me, that
Yes,
book.
classic story.
And so is that the book, is that your favourite book?
Oh, I have many favourites.
Oh.
That's a book, a children's book that makes me cry every time I read
and
it.
what about a book you'd like to have written?
Oh, a book that I'd like to have written. Oh, gosh.
Say your next book.
Yeah, well, actually, good point. The sequel to The Detective's Guide, which I'm writing now, and I'd really like to have that written.
Greenberg, a writer and illustrator. Thanks so much for your time today.
Thanks so much for having me.